Boyfriend number 3. Welcome to Storytime. This boyfriend number 3 is someone who I actually took as my boyfriend, like my first ever boyfriend, because I feel like these two other guys that I saw before him, it wasn't that serious. We didn't date for a long time. I'm also saying so because in spite of me having strict guardians, this guy was like the bravest. He was like brave enough to actually even come to my home. We actually even went on real dates, and since I had completed my grade 12, there were some changes. I had to visit my other family members, and it turned out that my boyfriend was living in the same city as these family members that I was going to visit. So we had more time to see each other, to go on dates. And when I was back in my city, this guy like came home to visit me. He was the bravest among them all. Because remember, the first boyfriend I talked about, I had told him I have strict guardians, and he never made the effort like to just come home. Let's rewind a bit. So, remember how I spoke about me being at a certain school for tuitions? So I was at that school for tuitions, that boys' boarding school for tuitions. That was my last term doing the tuitions, because the following term I was going to write my final exams. So the feeling was mutual between me and this guy, because the first time I saw him I was like, whew, this guy is hot. Some guys though at that school knew me because of my cousin. They knew me as his sister. Term 1, I'll be honest, I didn't have like nice clothing. I didn't. Not until my cousins from another city visited us and they brought me some clothes. So that's how come term 2, like, why can't you just look at my beauty? I also have to come with. So term 2 I had some nice clothes, and I think this is how come now like I got noticed, because these guys knew me all along, or maybe they weren't there in term 1, I have no idea. So you guys know that part in, I don't know if the title is That Girl Is So Dangerous by Akon. I don't know if that's the title, I've forgotten. You know that part, like, noticing you, noticing me. That's what happened. It's like, but I wasn't sure if he was noticing me, but I did notice him. I was like, this guy is hot. At this moment, since I had a bit of experience, like what I would like in a guy, I think I familiarized myself with my type. And what I saw in him and on him was my type. Guys, this guy was tall and he was dark. He had a nice smile. He had nice eyes. Did I mention he was tall? Because that one we don't overlook. He was tall. I don't know if I mentioned it because I was too excited, but if I didn't, he was tall. He had a nice voice. Hey, Jesus, the walk. Okay, I've stopped being crazy. My cousins were also there for tuitions, and most of the guys knew me because of my cousin, and they knew I was his sister, okay? In term 1, I didn't have like nice clothing, honestly. Why can't you just look at my face and say, oh, she's pretty? You wanted me to dress some type of way. I noticed term 2, I started getting a lot of attention, and I knew it to say it's because of the change of my clothing. And that's how come this guy also noticed me. So this guy, he used to hang out with, should be 3 or 2 of his friends if I remember correctly. So one of my closest girlfriends, she actually even became like one of my best friends. I was like, her name is Belita. I was like, Belita, that guy, whew, he's hot. I like him. Belita was more extroverted than I am. So she like told me to say, go talk to him. And I was like, okay, I will. But I have to find the right moment. Guys, even before I planned like when to talk to him, I'm in class and I just see like, you know, like you're on your desk and you're facing downwards, and then you just see like people standing in front of you. I look up and I found he was there standing in front of. I need some air. That he was standing with the guys that he always used to hang out with. So, guys, I'm sure you can relate to this. Some of you, like when you're nervous, you have some defense mechanisms that you use, and someone wouldn't even tell that you're nervous. But I was shitting out of my boots, guys. I felt like I had diarrhea. That wasn't butterflies, that was diarrhea. I have this defense mechanism which I'm trying to get rid of. When I'm nervous, I would get very mean so that you don't see through me to say this girl is nervous. So I put on a straight face, and I don't even remember if I said hi, but they said hi. They were like, hi. Then I was like, hi. And then they were like, are you Ndani's sister? And I was like, yes. And then they were like, how come you don't look alike? And then I was like, do you take biology as your subject? Because biology talks about genes. Duh. Guys, I was being mean. I am not even exaggerating. I get mean. Kuona kamuntu mwanga kadi brave kachimukati kakufa. You'd be thinking I'm not nervous, but I am dying inside. I was so mean. So when I said that, they all laughed. They were like, damn. I actually didn't know that in that crew, 2 of them liked me, but I knew who I liked. But even the other one who liked me, he was very, very handsome. It's just that he was scrawny. I don't do scrawny people. That's how come they were like, no, we just wanted to introduce ourselves. So nice to meet you. And the one who liked me gave me a compliment, if I'm not mistaken. He was like, you look hot. I was like, okay. One of my favorite shoes, guys, apart from heels, is boots. So I was always in boots at that school, and I always wished they were high-heeled boots, but they were flat. But I always used to look hot. That day I was wearing for me, I actually thought I wasn't even looking nice. I don't know what mood I was in that day, but I even told my best friend, I'm like, I'm not in the mood to dress up today. But it actually turned out that I was looking hot. So I was wearing this certain long dress, a dress that has flowers everywhere. That's what I wore. It was a white dress with green and black flowers, and then I wore black boots. Can't she say a hot? One of them was like, let me have your number. Now the one who was asking for my number, I didn't it's not the one I wanted. And then I actually found out that the one I wanted had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend was a schoolmate of mine, stroke classmate at my actual high school. And I was like, damn, really? I had this certain bad habit. When I heard that was his girlfriend, I was like, what did you see in her? I feel like I'm more prettier than her. Very bad habit. I am glad I got rid of that bad habit. It's a bad habit. I even told my best friend, I was like, I feel like I'm more prettier than her. What did you see in her? And my best friend, she was always supporting me with my foolishness. I don't know if I'm the one who told her first or she told me first, but I think I told her I'm gonna get him. I'll wait for them to break up, and then I'm gonna get him. I wasn't planning to break them up, but I was just like, I'm gonna wait, and when they break up, I'm going to get him. You know how stupid kids are, guys? I used to write in my my exercise books, my school books. I used to write his name, and I used to write my classmates' schoolmates' name. I'm like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna win. Kids are so evil. I didn't do nothing, and then I actually just brushed it off. I was like, anyways, maybe it's not worth it, because I wasn't that kind of a person to break people up. I'm not that evil. I wasn't that evil. And someone better actually came along. Guys, there was this guy. I hope he'll never watch this video, because if he does, he'll know I'm talking about him. Guys, that guy, he looked like Van Vika and T.I. I was like, oh my damn, what was I stressing about? Here comes a better choice. And the feeling was mutual. He also liked me, but the only turn off is he was short. He was taller than me, but he was short. and he was also friends with my other cousin. So I was just like, meaning he was younger than me. So I was like, dating someone younger than me, no. I don't even remember like how it happened, but after some time, I heard that the guy I liked, the dark one, he broke up with my schoolmate stroke classmate. The celebration, the jubilation. I was a kid. I had to call my best friend. I'm like, they broke up. And she was like, you go, girl, go get him. And I'm not even the one who approached him first, unless if I forgot him. But he did. And I was playing hard to get at first. And his friend, the one who liked me, he was also like asking me out. And I had to choose. I was like, what am I gonna go for? But I was thinking of going for his friend, the scrawny one, because I was like, why did he break up with my classmates? I was wondering why. You know, these days when you're called for an interview, they're looking for a new person to fill in a certain position. I don't know if you guys ever think about this, but I do. I'm like, but why are they looking for a new person? Especially if they advertised, let's say 2 months ago, then that they re-advertise again for the same position. I'll be like, but why did they call me? Like, that's just a red flag. Did they let go of that person, or did the person quit? That's how come I accepted this guy, guys, after he asked me out. He came home in my city, because he also had relatives in my city. He came home to visit me, and that was my first ever kiss. Yes, we'll just go with that. That was my first kiss, and I was so worried about it. I was like, I don't know if I'm doing it right, because I have never kissed anyone before. The kiss was amateur. It was amateur. I didn't know how to kiss by then. We had a good time that day. We watched some shows whilst we were home. I think I also prepared him some food. I introduced him to my sister. I don't know if my brother was around. And he left. And the next time we met, I was in his city. And that's how we used to meet, from a span. And then I finally went back to my city, and we weren't seeing each other anymore. Up to now, I don't really know like why he broke up with me, but I'm thinking maybe it was because I was a virgin. Because from nowhere, like, everything was okay, and we used to talk every day, every night before I sleep. And then from nowhere, someone just sends me a song. This guy broke up with me. I lost the last clip. So this guy broke up with me, and he sent me the song Read All About It by, I don't know if it's Professor Green, the artist. I've forgotten the name. And I listened to the song, and it wasn't making sense to me. But when I saw the title, I was like, I think this guy is about to break up with me. So I asked him, like, what does this song mean? And he was like, read the lyrics. I read, and it wasn't making sense to me, but I just knew, okay, he's broken up with me. I feel like he broke up with me because I was still a virgin. So the relationship wasn't exciting. That's how come the guy broke up with me, guys. And after some time, I discovered he was dating like one of my schoolmates. I was like, what is it with you, dude, and people from my school? He was dating one of my schoolmates. She was my junior. She was like a grade under me. And if I tell you they're married right now, they're married. That's cool though, but yeah. Watch out for Storytime Part 4.